Hi guys, Erin here. Just finished working out, so I am feeling strong and rewarding myself with some reading time, but also book review time for filming. So anyway, I wanted to talk about my January book haul, which is part 1 since I bought a ton of books this month. So anyway, let's get started. First book I bought was One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. This is a mystery fiction novel, and people say this is like The Breakfast Club meets Pretty Little Liars, and I happen to agree with them. I finished this book in only a few days, and I absolutely loved it. 5 kids go to detention, but only 4 of them leave because someone kills the 5th kid. And I was right with so much of the book because with all the reading that I've done, I can kind of predict what's going to happen in some situations. But with One of Us is Lying, I was reading it and I'm like, okay, this person is going to have done something bad, and oh look, cops are involved, and I'm right. But the one thing that I did not see happening was with my gaydar radar. I'm not saying who's the character who's gay, but I thought, oh my gosh, this person is dating this other person? That's awesome! And not that it isn't awesome, but I found out that the person they were dating was actually a guy, and I'm just like, what? I did not expect that, because my gaydar has never worked before. So anyway, that's beside the point. But this book is worth reading, I promise you. Pretty Little Liars meets The Breakfast Club, remember that. The next book that I bought was also The Lost Causes by Jessica Coused-Etting and Alyssa Embry-Schwartz. This is also another mystery young adult fiction novel, and 5 teenage psychics work together after using experimental drugs, and they solve a crime and a mystery, and it is such a good book. I highly recommend it, and I still am debating what the shipping name should be for Sabrina and Nate. So is it Sabate or Natbrina? I don't know, so I would like to know what you think in the comments below. But anyway, I took this book I saw this book at work. It was on a coffee table, and I just thought the cover was really interesting. So I'm like, okay, what's the mystery with this novel? And so I started reading it, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. So I finished it in a few days, and I loved it. Oh my gosh, I cannot express how much I love this book, because it has the right amount of supernatural, fantasy, darkness, a little bit of romance, but that's beside the point, even though I don't do straight-up romance most of the time. But anyway, I would like to see a movie made of this. Definitely. And with my Dreamcast, I'm still working on that. So anyway, let's get continuing with the rest of the series. I honestly don't know why I said series, because that was a standalone novel, and so is this one. This is 10 After Closing by Jessica Bayliss, and this is a young adult fiction novel, and it's taking place in this coffee shop, Cafe Flores, and it's about, like, I don't know how to explain it. A breakup, a party, and a wrecked home life. They come by storm like a tidal wave during the closing shift at night at Cafe Flores, and a bunch of people wind up stuck in the shop because there is a gunman who kills one person and then takes everyone else hostage. So as I was starting to read the first chapter, I was interrupted by the workout routine. I was thinking to myself, okay, why a coffee shop? What are you gonna do? Steal all the coffee in the world? That seems like something I would do if I was a criminal. But that's beside the point. Oh wait, or rob a Barnes & Noble. That's also another thing. But that's like a mortal sin to me because I do not steal books, because they are one of my precious things. My precious, as Smeagol would say from Lord of the Rings. Voice manipulation is also one of my talents. Anyway, I'm getting way off track with this, aren't I? Another book that I bought was The Geography of Lost Things by Jessica Brody, and it actually occurred to me as I was buying this book how many books I have where the author's first name is Jessica. Jessica Coused-Etting, Jessica Brody. I'm not thinking of any other Jessicas at this point because I have only 2 cups of coffee in my body today, and I need more. Anyway, this is a young adult fiction romance novel, and it's probably for Sarah Dessen fans and fans of Susan Colasanti. This girl named Allie, her dad passes away and he leaves her a car. his car, which is a 1968 Firebird convertible, which would be an awesome thing to ride in. And she goes on a road trip to take this car to its new owner because she doesn't know how to drive a stick shift, but her ex-boyfriend does. So they go on a road trip together, they bond, they, rekindle a romance, and I have no idea what happens in the rest of the book, but I am really into it, even though it's a straight-up romance novel. I know, right? So weird. The tough girl actually likes this book, so that's interesting for me anyway. And my brother actually claimed I was a pod person when he saw that I was buying this book. So I'm like, no, I am not a pod person, even though that would still be really cool. Fans of Invasion of the Body Snatchers will get that. Another book I bought was Avoid the Size of the World by Rochelle Alpine. It is a mystery young adult fiction novel. It's about this girl named Riley who kisses her sister's boyfriend, and her sister Abby goes missing, so it's up to Riley to find out what happened to her sister while her world turns upside down. So I was actually recommended this book by a customer when I was at work, and though I did not get their name, I got the book, so that is important to me. I haven't read the book yet because I'm still reading a few others, but hopefully I'll get around to it sometime, because this book just looks so interesting. I mean, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by the cover, but look at the cover. That just made me look like a psychopath. I don't know why I keep drawing away from the conversation. I don't know. The next book I actually let my brother read before me, so that's why I do not have it in this video, but it will be mentioned. The Surgeon by Tess Gerritsen, who wrote the series for Rizzolian Isles, which is a fantastic series. I absolutely love it. The TV show is a bit different from the books. The TV show I like because, well, I just love the actors who they get to play, and I like the books because the books are always better than the movies, or in this case, TV show. But my favorite episode in the entire Rizzolian Isles TV show is the episode about the witches and the girl who renames herself Sabrina because she finds out that she's actually a descendant of the Salem witch trials. I'm going off track here, but my grandmother actually bought me The Surgeon by Tess Gerritsen, knowing how much I love her work and how much I wanted to read it. But my brother was interested in the book, so I let him borrow it, and he hasn't given it back to me yet. But I will get around to getting it back, because nobody steals a book from me. I lend books out, but I do not let people steal them. And then we have the mother of all fantasy books, Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. This is a high fantasy novel. It is the final book in the Throne of Glass series, and Aelin Ashriver Galathinius Whitethorn remains trapped in an iron coffin, who is imprisoned by Queen Maeve of the Fae, who is her aunt, and Aelin's husband Rowan and their friends must form bonds, break ties, and do what they must to save their world. And again, look at the title. Oh my gosh! This is a beautiful cover! I am not ready for the series to end, and I'd be devastated if Sarah J. Maas stops writing books altogether, so I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be extending the series as much as I can, so I'll be reading very slowly, not like 1 page a day or 1 word a day, but I don't want the series to end because I've loved Celaena Sardothien, as known as Aelin Ashriver Galathinius Whitethorn, since book 1. Oh my gosh! And one of the cool things about Sarah J. Maas, you might not know this, but if you read her books and email her, then she will email you back. She's that type of author, because after I read Throne of Glass, the first book, and then I got into reading Crown of Midnight, book 2, it was really cool because I just thought, oh my gosh, I have to let Sarah J. Maas know how much I love her books, how much she's inspired me in my own writing, and I emailed her. I have the email saved, actually, and 2 weeks later, she emailed me back saying that it's so cool hearing from a fan. It's like Christmas morning all the time, and that's what I say, so I'm like, oh my gosh, fangirling! And oh my gosh, it was just so cool, because it's like, yes, this person is very real, and I know that she makes her characters come alive in the books, but it's like, oh my gosh, a connection that I have with another person, but it's like a huge thing for me because I'm I'm such a huge reader, and I just thought everyone should really know, and whenever I make a video featuring a book by Sarah J. Maas, I bring that up because I am so proud of that fact. But anyway, that is it for today. I hope you enjoy your day. Like, subscribe, comment, and have a good reading time, everyone.